Welcome to your SendPOS credit and debit transactions session. We'll go over accepting card payments on account receivable orders. So to start, we'll perform a sale with a new card and then save it as a card on file for future transactions. Let's access the accounts receivable module and open all sales orders, create a sales order, and type in a search for the customer account. I'll select from all to copy the details from an existing order to avoid filling out each field by hand. We may edit the price and any other fields now that the order has been added. We'll open the sales order header to map this order's term of payment as SendPOS payment. Select Sales Order Confirmation to invoice the order. Select OK and confirm the sales order. Let's navigate to the Invoice tab and invoice the order, OK the information, and respond No to the offer of using the SendPOS eBPP services. SendPOS cashiering displays automatically, showing the payment types and tendering details available to the user. We'll start by selecting the green plus sign for card. The balance auto-populates in the amount field, accounting for any partial payment accepted beforehand with a different card, cash, or check, for example. This can be modified as well to accept a partial amount of the remaining balance. Make sure that the cursor is on the card number field, and the credit card device will prompt the cardholder to insert or swipe their card. Once that has happened, you'll notice the 3 card information fields populate. If the card is swiped, the last 4 digits of the card number may be required. I'll complete the remaining required fields and enter the cardholder's email address since they'd like to save the card on file. Select Submit to process the transaction. The cardholder will be requested to confirm the amount and enter a PIN number or signature depending on the type of card. If it's a chip card, it's important to note that the card must stay inside the device until prompted to remove the card. This is SendPOS's offer to save the credit card information on file. To do so, let's enter the cardholder billing address and zip and select Yes. Keep in mind that SendPOS cashiering allows you to combine all of the payment types if you'd like to process partial amounts until the full amount is tendered. You must select Done to finalize and report accepted payments, so it's important to note that selecting Cancel will void all tendered payments. If the customer is not present, use the Moto bullet to avoid any interaction with your credit card machine and fill all of the corresponding fields. You must select Done to finalize and report accepted payments. Now that the card is saved, let's say your recurring customer has made a subsequent order or purchase over the phone. Using Card on File, I'll bring up all of the credit card tokens saved for customer account 1234. In this case, the cardholder prefers to pay with the Visa saved on file, so I'll select and submit. SendPOS processes the transaction and then shows an approval receipt. You must select Done to finalize and report accepted payments. Here, Microsoft AX logs the payment accepted via SendPOS. Before posting the transaction approval to the Dynamics AX journal, let's open the journal to take a look at the invoice. Because we haven't posted the payment, the invoice is still open. We may also see the open invoice and its payment if we click on Lines and view the customer account details. I'll select Transactions, use Ctrl-G for the filtering bar to show, and type D in the date column to filter for today. Invoice ending in 748 shows as open or pending for payment. To verify that we're looking at the correct invoice, I'll compare my customer transactions to my invoice or voucher journal. They're both showing invoice number ending in 748. Finally, let's open up Functions and access Settlement. We'll get an alert and respond with No. We can see here that the transaction is on the settling list. Note that this line shows a bank account instead of a customer account number since this was a credit card transaction. We are finished revising the invoice. Let's now post the transaction to your Microsoft Dynamics AX journal. Now that it's posted, we open the customer transactions window back up. We see the invoice ending in 748 shows a balance of $0 and is now closed. Let's take a look now at how SendPOS posts back to the Microsoft Dynamics. I've opened the journal and lines to show an example of 2 partial payments made against an invoice. Each partial payment processed via SendPOS has created a line. This first line is the sum of the customer account's credit, totaling $52.30 for the 2 payments shown separately right below. SendPOS, engineering the future of payments.